Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. I'm John DeWanzik, and this is the regular meeting of the Avon Lake Board of Municipal Utilities. Tonight's protocol is a little bit different. If you're out there in TV land, you're going to have to go over to the Avon Lake Regional Water YouTube channel to watch the broadcast of the Zoom meeting. We adopted Zoom in 2020 during the COVID pandemic when distancing was required, and we found that the meeting looks better to viewers with the Zoom format, and so we've kept doing that even though we're no longer required to maintain social distancing. However, it appears from what Mr. Monroe has told me that Zoom and Facebook have some sort of a conflict between their softwares that arose without notice lately, and we can't stream from Zoom to Facebook anymore. So this will be how we'll do it. But anyway, tonight we have in the room with me the rest of the board, starting at my left, Mr. Abram and Mr. Rush, and to my right, Mrs. Schnabel and Mr. Ricky. Next to me is Chief Utilities Executive Monroe, and also with us tonight are Chief of Utilities Operation, Mr. Urinich, and the Water Filtration Plant Manager, Mr. Gibney. There are no members of the city government here tonight because their meeting begins at 7 o'clock, and Mr. Monroe will be leaving us at that time or prior to that to get over to that meeting for some business that has to be conducted jointly between this board and the city council. We do have a quorum, as I said. All votes will be by voice vote, except for the call to go, a motion to go into executive session, which is not expected tonight, and all other votes will be by voice, which means all in favor say aye type of thing. I think that covers everything tonight. If you have any comments when we get to public speakers, you may make them on YouTube, and Mr. Gibney or Mr. Urinich will be monitoring them, and we'll try to represent them at that time. Mr. Monroe, do you have anything to add?
I would just add to your previous statements about the conflict that we have between Zoom and Facebook Live. It has been a fairly reliable platform for us since 2020. Unfortunately, there's some technical difficulties now. So in our efforts to make sure that we still provide the live stream to our viewers and the public, we made the switch to the YouTube Live and our YouTube channel. And Mr. Urinich is trying to put a link up on our Facebook page so that we can link directly to this, but we are looking at some enhancements to our system so that we're not relying on just one platform in the future.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Monroe. Any comments from the board at this time? Okay, good. Next item on the agenda, or the first item actually, besides the organizational matter, is the approval of minutes from the February 6th meeting. Are there any comments on any of that from the board? Hearing none, then they are approved as submitted. The next item is that public speaking opportunity. There's no one in the audience, but Mr. Urinich, has anyone chosen to comment on YouTube?
Not that I can see.
Thank you, sir. Next item is correspondence. Mr. Monroe, what do you have?
I do not have anything to pass along this evening.
Excellent work. Next item is expenditures on our goldenrod sheets. Would someone like to make the motion? Mr. Abram.
I move to approve Avon Lake Regional Water expenses from February 2nd through February 15th, 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Abram. Is there a second?
A second.
second by Mr. Ricky. Discussion.
I just have one question.
Mr. Abram, please
on the-
identify the item number.
Fund 701, number 32, the underground utilities payment for the railroad. Is that our share of the money that's spent to prepare that, and the city has the other share of it?
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Abram. If you recall, we had a water break on Lear Road. There was, when we did the repair, we found that there was an abandoned sandstone storm culvert that had been abandoned by the city some time ago. And it was causing the infrastructure of the road. It was undermining it and causing washout. So we repaired our break. And if you recall, there was a significant bump in the asphalt at that time. We met with the city officials and explained what we had found, and they decided that they were going to have the sandstone culvert removed. We did have UUI on site as finishing up our bundle project, and we did have money under that project that we were going to pay for that. But by the time we received invoices, we had already closed out the loan with OWDA. So what this represents is the area that was disturbed because of our water line in us. We actually moved it out of the way of that. That way, if the city chose not to remove that culvert, then our water line would be out of the way and we hopefully wouldn't have any further issues. So our portion is what you see on the expenses that represents that. We're just paying for that cap.
So the Lear Road bump's not a dance or anything that Mr. Ricky may have been
No,
singing karaoke to.
it is not.
Okay, Mr. Rush.
I would also say that UUI has been very, very patient in getting paid now on a project that took place months ago.
Yes, the invoices came in at the end of the year, and yes, you are correct. And again, we appreciate their understanding as a storage building. We ran that.